South African business leaders are expected to seek clarification over Zimbabwe's investment climate at today's meeting of the SA-Zimbabwe Business Forum. Now, this despite assurances yesterday that Zimbabwe is open for business. Zimbabwe and South Africa enjoy strong economic ties, with trade between the two countries growing. Now, Liabo Setho is at the forum, during which President Jacob Zuma and his counterpart Robert Mugabe addressed delegates. She joins us now. Liabo, good afternoon. I suppose today the crux of Mr. Mugabe's visit, with economic ties and the economic climate in the spotlight. What's the word from President Jacob Zuma?
Well, Devin, good afternoon. Yes, our two heads of state, Honourable President Jacob Zuma and his Zimbabwean counterpart, Honourable Robert Mugabe, graced the South Africa Business Forum today in Pretoria. And first up was the President of South Africa, Honourable President Zuma, who spoke in a passionate plea for beneficiation and industrialization in South Africa. He has spoken about how we should advance these. Since we have these vast natural resources at our disposal, it's important for economic growth to advance, to make sure that we benefit, we beneficiate, we value add our natural resources, and we must make sure that it earns the continent and our respective countries' money. This is what else he had to say.
In no way can we stand on our feet and defend ourselves and do everything if we not beneficiate our resources, our wealth that we have, that is beneficiated outside.
Has had to defend his indigenization policy, but of course still saying Zimbabwe is open for business. What has he told delegates today?
Devin, up next was President Robert Mugabe, who also spoke to us and mostly tried to allay the fears of investors. He spoke about the indigenization policy that they currently have in Zimbabwe, which many would say, analysts would say, experts would say that it has been to the detriment of the Zimbabwean economy. He tried to allay the fears of investors, but he has made it on point that it's important for state to own the land in order for indigenization, in order for beneficiation to take place. In order for South Africa or for Zimbabwe or any other African country to benefit from the minerals with which it possesses, the state must be able to have those minerals in their hands and that land in their hands, and they must be able to be the one that administers it. We obviously know of the kind of controversy that has caused in the past, but this morning he did reiterate more about that.
You don't add value to somebody else's natural resources. We must own the natural resources first. Make them our own, hence indigenization and empowerment. You indigenize, take and make. And when you produce now, you are producing from your own natural resource.
But just turning to the center of today's business forum, I would imagine investors want to go beyond the indigenization policy. What other concerns do they have about investing in Zimbabwe?
Well, of course, Devin, there's the issue of the taxation, the property rights, and of course itself, the indigenization policy, which I believe all the business leaders will seek to clarify. Because remember, yesterday, Zimbabwe just did say and opened its doors and said, please, South Africa, do come and invest in Zimbabwe. We will make it worth your while. But there was an interesting quote that, or rather a comment that the president of Zimbabwe said. He said, we encourage foreign direct investment. Contrary to some media reports, security of investments in South Africa, in Zimbabwe rather, is guaranteed in law and in practice. We never nationalized private assets. So contrary to what he said about that the state should own the land, he has also allayed fears of private assets and private companies coming into Zimbabwe, that their investments will be safe and they will be safeguarded by law, and also by government. They'll see to it that everything is on board. So basically, Zimbabwe is open for business.
All right, we'll leave it there. Liabo Setho in Pretoria. We'll get more from her in our later bulletins.